Hi, Lori. Thanks so much for asking. And I was really excited about this question because I think it's a very nice one, logical, one that many have. And I have several things I want to share on this topic. Firstly, the sleep cycle idea is actually a myth. And the myth is that we should sleep, or it's normal to sleep in these 90 to 120-minute cycles where first we have some stage 2 sleep, then we go into deep sleep, then we have some stage 2 sleep, then some REM sleep, and then that cycles again, and we should have that type of cycle 4 to 5 times per night. That is a myth. That just doesn't exist. What is real and what does exist are cycles of specific stages of sleep. And in sleep medicine, when we talk about sleep cycles, we just refer to a cycle of REM sleep. That's when we had REM sleep. A cycle of deep sleep is when we had deep sleep. It's not a combination of them. That is a myth. But that still leads us to the question of how can you have, for example, a 45-minute long cycle of deep sleep when we have multiple awakenings per hour of sleep? Well, the thing is that you can have be in deep sleep, like your brain is in deep sleep, and you have a brief awakening, and guess what? Your brain goes back into deep sleep. So you can have long stretches of deep sleep or REM sleep or stage 2 sleep with awakenings within them. So it's perfectly compatible to have a cycle of a specific sleep stage and have awakenings within it. Now, I think this answers the question, but there's a few kind of like bonus things I want to share here, and that is that when you look at sleep architecture, which is this cycling in and out of various sleep stages, if you do a sleep study on a child, let's say an 8-year-old, you will have something that looks kind of like a textbook, model of sleep stages. There will be like a lot of a lot of deep sleep in the beginning of the night, a lot of REM sleep in the beginning of the night, and in sleep will be quite consolidated. But as soon as we hit like middle age, that starts to change. We have less REM sleep, less stage 3 sleep, and more of this kind of like garden variety stage 2 sleep. And if you look at a sleep study of a person who's like 65 or above, there's almost no REM sleep, no deep sleep. It's all stage 2 sleep and quite fragmented. And guess what? The person who has that kind of sleep architecture can sleep just fine. You can have the most perfect textbook example of sleep in, let's say, a young person, and they say, I slept terribly and I feel so tired. Or you can have like what looks like no good sleep architecture at all, like no deep sleep, no REM sleep in an older person. They say, I slept just fine. So I hope this leads us to a place where we see that waking up frequently is not a problem. Having imperfect sleep stages and architecture is not a problem. That leads us to relax and sleep well.